Hello, investors and traders, and welcome to the Midweek Report. I'm AJ Monte, and this is a daily candle chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF, ticker symbol DIA. We're coming up on the minute and a half mark till the close on this Wednesday, June 11th. And as you can see here, we are stuck right at this resistance point, which started back at the highs in March. And we saw a big sell-off today in the market right around the time when Donald Trump was speaking. And you can see the sell-off right here. It started right around 1:30 and just continued. And we're just recovered a little bit. But you can see as we're coming into the last minute now, we see a little bit of a downtick. And if you take a look at the intraday volume here, let me zoom in a little bit more for you. I'm expecting that volume to spike right in the last minute. We'll have to see if that happens. But we're stuck right again in intraday resistance right up here. Now, going back to the daily chart, I want to show you something very interesting, is that the stochastic is showing a negative divergence. And I talk about this quite a bit, but you got to pay attention to that because it's one of the most bearish signals that you're going to get on the board. While we're looking at a slightly higher high here than what we saw in May here, we're seeing much lower highs on the stochastic and much lower highs on the CCI. Now, if you're following me for a good number of weeks now, you'll know that the CCI, which is the Commodity Channel Index, and here we are coming into the close. Right there, we're officially closed on this Wednesday, June 11th. You'll know that if you're looking at the CCI, it's my absolute favorite oscillating index. It does a much better job with forecasting the pivot points than the CCI does. So keep an eye on that. Today's little red candle was on higher volume because we had a little bit of a battle going on. And if I take a look at the weekly chart here, you could see that we are more or less petering out in the volume. What do I mean by the volume on the weekly? Well, we're more than halfway through the trading week here now. We're closed on Wednesday. We only have 2 more days, but we're just about at the halfway mark on the volume. So my estimate is that we're probably going to see a slightly lower volume on the weekly candle, not a massive difference, but a slight drop in the volume as compared to last week. And the weekly candles are both overbought on the CCI and the stochastic. So if you're following Dow theory, you'll know that volume supports the trend. It's the number 3 tenet in Dow theory that you need the volume supporting the trend. You also need the transports confirming the industrials. Now I'm going to hop to something that I normally don't look at on a regular basis, but look at the transports here now on the weekly chart. The transports are in trouble because we're right at this former support, which was broken, is now resistance. You see that? Remember the role reversal, former support, broken, turns to resistance, and we have that right there. And because we're at that role reversal resistance, you see the stochastic here is starting to flounder in that overbought territory. Now, why are the transports, in my opinion, more important than the industrials? Because trucks on the highway is the blood, more or less, going through the veins of our economy. That's exactly how I see it. Now, if you're following me on X, you'll know that I have been putting out a lot of economic data that is not looking good. It's not like I'm cherry picking through the news. I'm pulling the real data. Jobs reports have been revised lower. I'm looking at spending. I'm looking at credit card debt. I'm looking at the bond market. I'm looking at the Warren Buffett indicator, which I'm going to talk more about on Friday, so stay tuned for that. But the drop in the transports over time and the weakness in the transports are telling me that the economy is not doing as well as many believe it is. And so keep an eye on the transports, keep an eye on the volume. And as I go through here, look at IWM on the weekly. What is that? That is a doji, almost a shooting star on much lower volume. Look at the oscillators, extremely overbought on the weekly. You can see these dotted lines down below in my chart are my targets that I'm keeping. I'm not moving those. So if you want to go back and look through there, I'm trying to give you a little bit more educational content to help you with the chart analysis and then how you combine the technicals with the economic data that we're seeing, so you could more or less put that all together and use your gifts of discernment to figure out what's really going on here, right? Because everyone's going to tell you a story. I was going through Yahoo Finance today. It seems like Jim Cramer is putting out a lot through Yahoo Finance. I don't know how many of you have the Yahoo Finance app, but I rely on that quite heavily for news, especially breaking news. It's pretty good with that. Jim Cramer notes it's been hard to own Tesla lately. Well, that's been one of his babies that he's been talking about. And he's also talking about GameStop, saying he's not a buyer of this. Well, guess what? We've got a condor in GameStop that's doing extremely well. That might wind up being the trade of the week this Friday, so stay tuned. That's another thing I've been doing on a regular basis lately, is to put the trade of the week out to show you how we're trading the option markets. And so I could still have an extremely bearish opinion long term, but I could still put on option trades that are bullish, bearish, and even neutral and make money. And we're doing a very good job of that lately. So if you want to become a member, come on by. We get that 15-day free trial. Take advantage of that. All right, let's move on to the Qs. Looking at the weekly again, QQQ. And what do we have? We got the drop in volume right at a key resistance. I have that resistance line in place and have had that for a couple of weeks now. So we got that little bit of a baby candle there, almost a shooting star on almost half the volume from last week. Oscillators are going lower. You see the CCI, remember that, it's my favorite indicator. The weekly CCI is pivoting lower. Well, the CCI has not yet done that, but it's still in an overbought condition. All right, looking at SPY on the weekly, give you a chance to look at the weekly candles as well as the dailies like we usually do on Fridays. Another very close to a shooting star, drop in volume at resistance. Oscillators are overbought. You see that? CCI is overbought. And what do we got on the candle pattern on the weekly? We got a gap below the market that is still open. Remember, gaps. My gap fill rule is 80% of the time gaps fill. That doesn't mean 100%. It means 20% of the time they don't fill. But 80% is a pretty strong number. And when you look at that on weaker volume, then that means there's a good chance that the market, at least for the short term, is going to pull back to fill that gap. So the short-term option traders, even the short sellers out there, are eyeballing that gap as a place that they would most likely cover their shorts. So in other words, if the stock pulls back on the weekly chart and fills that gap, which by the way is going to be right there around 570, you're going to have some short covering at that level, and you might get a little bit of a bounce once that gap fills. Now taking a look at the VIX, and I'm going to go to the daily chart for the VIX right here. You're going to see that we have a bullish candle right there. I got to zoom in quite a bit. That bullish candle is known as a bullish harami. That's when you have a small body green candle where the body is falling within the previous red body. Here's a picture of that. It's 80% bullish, and it is right in that same category as a bullish engulfing. Now, when you see a bullish candle on the VIX, you got to understand that for the most part, the VIX is inversely related to the S&P. So if we have a bullish VIX, that more or less confirms what I just said with the gap below the market on the S&P. All right, so keep an eye on that. Now, this Friday, I'll also be talking about Bitcoin. One of our viewers had asked for that. I haven't talked about Bitcoin in a while, but I'll be talking about that on Friday. And I'll be giving you the trade of the week. Like I said earlier, stay tuned to our channel. I'm loading this up with a lot more educational content to help you learn how to read the charts and how to trade options especially. So thank you for watching. Please remember to hit that little bell at the very top. Oh, that helps us so much. You don't realize what that little action, clicking on the bell, does for us. Helps drive the algorithms. And it will also help you get this report a little bit sooner so you don't have to hunt through the YouTube channels to find us. It'll send you a notification when the video is posted. Again, thank you, and I'll talk to you on Friday. So long.